It's just no questions. It's just fucking rules.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay, so am I talking to you?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Alan Lindsay. I'm one of the owners at Broken City. Been here for just over a decade now. That's about it. There's two other partners here. Their names are Andrew and Charlie. They bought in and they wanted a third, and I'd been working here through the ranks, working my way up to bartender, and they approached me if I wanted to buy in and become a partner. Done. Yeah. No question, yeah. Best decision I ever made. So the original owner's name was Zach Pashik, and he opened Broken City about 16 years ago. And at the time, he felt like the city was a little too separated, and it's like you had the house people here and you had like the rock and roll club over here, and he wanted to make a club that was kind of inclusive to everybody to come in. So he made a hip hop night and he made rock and roll nights and punk nights, and he just thought the city was broken in terms of its cultures and wanted to bring it all together. And that's how we started Broken City.
Hello, my name is BJ Downey. I am a promoter and I'm a musician here in Calgary, Alberta. I play in a band called The Hockey Fight. It is like a hockey punk rock band, and all we sing about is like killing referees and fighting in hockey. It's pretty sweet. Our first show was at Boston Pizza in Canmore, Alberta. I don't know how we ended up playing at Boston Pizza, but it was absolute chaos, and it was truly a lot of fun, and that's the first and only time I've ever played a Boston Pizza. I was booking at a club, rest in peace, that was called Night Owl. And there's a friend named Sebastian Basilino. He's like, hey, I'm booking Broken City. You should bring it over here. Like, bring Rock of Our Dollars and everything like that, and let's do some shows here. So I met with Alan and a couple of the other owners of Broken City, and it's just been true love since day one, basically. I'm good friends with Craig and Adrian, who do Rock of Our Dollars in Halifax, who started the whole thing. And I'm like, listen, this is a huge favor to ask you. How would you feel if I started doing it on Wednesday nights at this new venue that I'm booking? And they're just like, yeah, man, that would be awesome. Like, go ahead. For the first few Wednesdays, for like almost the first year, there was like 20 people there. And it was like, man, should we pull the plug on this? What's going on? Like, why is it not taking off? And then all of a sudden, when we transitioned to Broken, it just exploded. Like, it just all came together. It was worth all the heartache for that whole first year. Where I'm from out east, like, huge thing that East Coasters are known for is just a community. Just being so friendly and building a community and working together in a community. And that's exactly what we have built.
Our first show was here, Rockin' for Dollars. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we would have even pursued the project with such gusto if we hadn't have felt that sort of immediate community that we felt. It's like, oh, okay, we have friends, let's do this, let's keep playing.
I'm Thomas, England, and this is...
Sorry.
I'm Thomas England.
And I'm Shannon Thomas.
We're in the band Thomas, hence the names.
Sorry, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Before I was of age, my sister was like a punk kid and would come here, and I just hear about Broken City, so it's a mystique to me before. And then when I became of drinking age, I'd come to shows here, and that's a long time ago now. And it still somehow has maintained its coolness. Like people from around the country will ask us, like, is Broken City still a cool place to play? And
yeah.
It always is, yeah.
It is.
There's so many facets of Broken City. It's not just a venue. There's like, they have Sunday karaoke and then comedy nights. And there's, I remember getting, like, singing Space Oddity and then being crowd surfed by like 5 people on karaoke night. Not a lot of places you get to do that, you know?
Yeah. It's so just welcoming here.
Yeah, like I said, I've been playing in bands for a long time, and I feel like the community has never been as like active and positive and like supportive as it is now, and I really think that's because Rockin' for Dollars is a weekly event. Yeah, there's something very democratic about it, because you'll see like the old guard of the scene playing alongside of some kid's first band, and and then everyone high fives at the end of it. It's and it's also like, where can you play on a Wednesday night that's going to be a packed room?
It's just crazy. Everybody is embraced there, and you might find other venues in the city where maybe they lean more towards metal or they lean more towards like a punk vibe, but in Broken City, everybody's welcome. Hi, my name is Cameron. I'm the vocalist for Diamonds on Neptune. We formed in 2018.
I'm Zach. I met Taylor in high school at Western way back when. We had math class together, and then I never talked to the guy again until he texted me, like, hey, I need a bass player. And I said, I don't even play bass. And he said, that's fine. So here I am now playing bass for Diamonds on Neptune.
I'm Taylor. I play guitar, and sometimes I yell in the background a little bit. Our first show was the Big Shiny Tunes themed Rockin' for Dollars. And we were instantly like, all right, we for real.
Everyone there is so nice that no matter what dumb shit you do on the stage, they're probably really gonna like you for it, and like you for the fact that you even came out.
I think like when I think of like the local scene culture of Calgary, like Broken City is one of the pieces that just seems to connect so many different portions of it.
I've done shows at other venues as a promoter, and like, yeah, hey, where do you guys want to go eat? Whoa, we got to go see the crew of Broken City. We're going to go there for dinner. Like, it's just such a family, like, welcoming, amazing spot that's helped the arts flourish in Calgary, Alberta.
When I was 16, the drummer I was playing with, he was autistic, and something that his family had started to put together annually was an all ages shows that they would do during the day on Sundays at Broken City, where it was a fundraiser for the Autism and Asperger's Friendship Society, I think is what the group was called. It was so great to just like for them to try and make something as special as that, just that Griffin could play music.
My name is Adrian Erlacher. I'm the director and founder of Big Winter Classic. My story with Broken City goes way back before Big. I would say that Broken City is responsible for the founding of Big Winter Classic. I worked with Charlie, Alan, and Andrew 11 years ago when they first bought this place, and I was actually hanging out here prior when Zach Paschek owned it. So I used to work a block away, I used to live a block away, and I spent the better part of 7 days a week here prior to my event days. I used to work in marketing and communications, and after hanging out here, we started leaking into events. We started doing these media events and just trying to connect the community, and our media events morphed into, hey, we should include music. And I'm working in marketing and communications. I'm like, I gotta be doing music shows. So we started with a big summer festival that had the headliner play here, Mark Mills. I'll never forget it. Sold out. Mark Mills standing on the rooftop patio, pouring rain, middle of July, plus 28. It was awesome. So that's how we all got started. Passion's where it's at. If you like, I always think if I look at this as a job, it's probably going to be a little bit different than me trying to look at it as a passion project. And although we want to be sustainable and we want to get to the right spots, like if you're not passionate about it, like I'm too old to to be sitting here going, oh, I'm doing this and just slogging away and not being happy about it. Like we genuinely love doing it, and working with partners like Broken City make it that much easier. It's an incredible pleasure to work with the people here. We've honestly, it's turnkey for us. We've had nothing but great times here.
Broken City for me, as a young Calgary artist, it was like the Holy Grail. I remember seeing so many bands come through there when they would tour, and so many rad local bands. It meant so much to me. I remember the first time that I played there. I was like so nervous. I was like, okay, I've arrived. I'm playing at Broken City. But I think it's so important. It's so important to have a spot like that in a city that not only hosts like, you know, popular bands that are on tour, but also gives a spot to local artists to open up. Having a venue of that size is really important too, because we need more rooms like that in cities. It really contributes to the music culture, and I think it had and has a huge impact on the Calgary music scene. I still want to come back and play Broken City. There's something about it. There's nostalgia for sure, but it's also just a rad place, and it is kind of it's a cornerstone for sure of the Calgary music scene. Yeah, I love Broken City. So that's what I got to say about it.
So yeah, Ruben in the Dark have played here that like before they became the kind of sensation that they are now, huge. I've seen them like Ruben skating like the barracks and stuff, and like to see them get that big and start out here is unbelievable. For this place to have a lasting impression in someone that size, it means a lot for someone to get that big and still have love in their heart for this room, and it speaks a lot for this room. I'm going to tell the Raekwon story. I don't care. It's so good. I love it.
We'll cut it if it's like that bad.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, it doesn't even really matter. So, but Raekwon came here, and we kind of convert our office into a green room when we have big shows like that, because we don't have a green room, so we just clean the office and stuff them in there. And I was out back having a cigarette, and he like the door opened, and it was Raekwon. So I was just kind of like, holy fuck, I hadn't met him yet. And he came up to me and he was like, hey, are you Alan? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm Raekwon. And I was like, okay. Like, duh. And he was like, do you smoke weed? And I don't. And he was like, I do. I'm like, okay, fair enough. He's like, do you mind if we smoke in the office? I was like, yeah, no problem. So he went in the office. I didn't realize that there was like 6 dudes in there. And they shut the door. And when it was time to bring him to the stage, I went and opened the office door, and I thought it was on fire. It like the smoke came billowing out, like when you see like a building on fire. It was absolutely mental. And then we walked him and his crew up on stage. The room was packed. Like we had to walk through the bar, and like bouncers like clearing people out, and he went. And when he played Nut and Fuckwit, I thought this place was going to explode at the seams. Like it was the most energy I've ever seen in this place ever. Like everybody singing it. People were lined up down the block singing it. We had like custom Wu-Tang cupcakes made, and after they left, someone had thrown it at the wall, and we still have the chocolate on the wall. That came from Raekwon's hands. I'm sure of it. That's what geniuses do.
I DM'd Alan on Facebook. I was like, hey, we have a headlining show coming up. Can I get tattooed in the venue? Like, can I have permission to do that? Would that be okay? And Alan's like, he's like, absolutely. That's a fucking sick idea. And
Has anyone talked about this photo booth in the back?
The Target?
The actual photo booth is like one of the only actual like chemical photo booths in Canada left.
Yeah.
Every
It's
time we
amazing.
come here or play here, we get photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're out of the chemicals, so then you have to wait. But when it's running, it's amazing. You have to.
It's part of the charm.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. We love Broken City.
I don't I see her face. So when she's touching me, you're touching me.
Hey, Marique. Fuck you guys.
She'll get off the stage. Said she gets off on shame. All I see is a broken piece of pointless fuss for a little piece.